You know how every old house has something off about it. For Clara, it was the door. When she moved into her late grandmother's country home, she was ready for creaky floors, strange smells, maybe a few mice, but not a door she couldn't remember ever seeing before. A small, heavy wooden door hidden behind a cabinet in the kitchen. It wasn't on the blueprints. Her grandmother had lived there 50 years and never mentioned a basement. The metal handle was ice cold. Dust covered the frame, but the hinges looked new. And that night, as the wind howled outside, Clara could swear she heard something, faint, rhythmic, coming from behind it. Knock, knock, knock. The next morning, Clara found a letter tucked inside a drawer. Her grandmother's shaky handwriting read, "Never open the basement door. Not again." That last part, "not again," made her stomach twist. Why did she write that? What happened the first time? Curiosity gnawed at her. She called her mother, hoping for an explanation. But her mom's voice trembled. "Clara, there is no basement in that house. Your grandmother had it sealed when I was little." Click. The line went dead. She stood frozen, eyes drifting toward the kitchen. The cabinet she had pushed aside last night. It was back in place, like it had never been moved. That night, Clara couldn't sleep. Every sound in the house seemed louder, the ticking clock, the whistling wind, and beneath it all, a faint scratching sound. It was coming from the kitchen. When she turned on the light, everything was still. Then, as she leaned closer to the door, scratch, scratch, scratch. Something inside was trying to get out. Her breath hitched. She whispered, "Who's there?" A voice, raspy, like dry leaves, answered, "You know me, Clara. Let me out." She stumbled back, her heart slamming against her ribs. That voice, it sounded like her grandmother. Suddenly, Clara remembered something, a childhood memory faint like a dream. She'd been 5, playing in the kitchen. The door had been opened then. There had been singing coming from the basement, her grandmother's voice, but deeper, stranger. Then she remembered the scream, her mother dragging her out of the house, saying, "Never go near that door again." Clara's knees buckled. If there was no basement, then what was behind that door? She couldn't resist anymore. Hands trembling, she grabbed the handle. It was warm now, almost pulsing. When she pulled, the door opened with a deep groan. Cold, damp air rushed out, carrying the smell of earth and something rotten. Her flashlight beam caught the stairs, spiraling down into pitch black. And there, halfway down, stood a figure. Pale skin, sunken eyes, gray hair, her grandmother. But the smile was wrong, too wide, too still. "Welcome back," the thing whispered. Clara screamed and stumbled backward, slamming the door shut, but not before she saw dozens of hands reaching up from the darkness below. The next morning, a neighbor found Clara sitting on the kitchen floor, staring at the door. She wouldn't speak, wouldn't move. When the police came, they couldn't find any basement under the house, just solid concrete. But the officers reported one strange thing. When they left the kitchen, the cabinet that hid the door was back in place. And that night, as the house sat empty, knock, knock, knock,